Welcome to Democratic Television, a program of the Santa Clara County Democratic Party that brings insights, perspectives, and attitudes of our always thoughtful guests. Today we're lucky to have Maria Marroquin, the Executive Director of the Day Labor Center in Mountain View. Maria, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Steve.
Well, sure, and we have a lot to cover here. I know your program, the center does a lot of very important work and may not be as appreciated as it should be, but that'll be the challenge for us for the next half hour.
Excellent. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes. So before we talk about the center and you as the executive director, let's get to know you a little bit. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Well, I'm from Mexico, Puebla, where the wonderful volcano is there, the Popocatépetl. I know it's hard for you to say it.
Very hard.
It's a beautiful treasure. And I came here in 97, so 1997. Since then I'm here in the Silicon Valley.
So did you come here to work in the Silicon Valley, to live, to establish a family?
Well, actually, I just came from vacation. I just came to see my relatives, to visit my relatives with my son. Then was a teenager. And then being here, just fall in love with this wonderful country. And I decided just to start a new life with my son here.
So what did you do to establish a new life?
Well, it's just decided to stay here, start working, and just all my life have been so close with my mom. Just be here without her was a kind of a very different experience.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it, and I decided just be by myself.
Well, we will keep that from your mom.
Well, she passed. Yeah, unfortunately.
She passed away.
Yeah, she passed away 4 years ago.
So what got you involved in the Day Worker Center? You moved to Mountain View, I take it?
Well, I came to visit Redwood City to my relatives and then moved here. And the thing that brought me to the center was looking for work by myself. So looking for just to feed my family and just to be able to be self-sufficient. And it's how I get there, just looking for do some labor and put food on my table.
So my stereotype is that the Day Worker Center served men.
You are not alone.
And
so that's
you
true.
clearly shatter that stereotype.
Yeah, and it's precisely one of the good things and very important things about the Day Worker Center, because allow the women just go there looking for work. So it's very important. There are another opportunities, another centers in other parts of the country, like New York, for example, where there are a group of women who are on the street waiting for work. But it's not really easy for people be waiting, like looking for women on the street. It's not really typical. And so it's why the center is very important, one of the reasons.
So let's talk about day worker centers. I know, as you mentioned, there's others in the country. I assume there's others in the Bay Area. How do day worker centers get formed?
Well, pretty much it's in response to the need of a place, safe place, when workers and employers can meet and negotiate in a place with some dignity and safety for both parties.
And what existed before that? I know people have been looking for work forever.
Yeah.
What caused this organizing to take place? Did it come out of the faith community, or?
Well, it's a little bit of a community. Of course, they have been behind these centers, but also elected officials, of course, the neighbors, the residents of the neighborhood places where the workers congregate, and of course, the day workers. So it's like a community working together and just find a better solution. Because the other way, the workers are waiting on the street just for the opportunity to work, or they congregate in stores when employers go and buy supplies for improvements in their home.
Lots of times it's construction work.
Construction or gardening is pretty much, yeah. So these small projects that usually the men or the women of the home do it by themselves, but they realize they need sometimes an extra help and then go and looking for the day laborers, men and women.
So the Day Worker Center in Mountain View, how long has it existed as an organization?
Well, we started in 1996.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the need for it? I mean, was the church involved? Were there religious folks, community folks, elected officials, and?
Yeah, and this precise organization was the Catholic Church. We started in the rectory of the St. Joseph Church in downtown Mountain View. But now reading the history about this organization, I realized people from LA came to support this effort. So maybe you remember Victor Narro. So he came to, since then in 94, just start organizing and helping with create this organization. And through our history, we have been moving from very different places, strangely enough, from different churches. And one of them, in one period of our history, even on the street, literally on the street in Los Altos.
Oh, wow. So what problems did that pose for the day worker centers? Obviously, in nasty weather, that would be a problem. But,
of course, yeah.
I can imagine, as you mentioned earlier, neighbors felt they had concerns. And
yeah, definitely, it's very hard to be waiting for work on the street. As you said, raining, hot. The needs, physical needs, of course, needs to be taken care of consideration. And also, unscrupulous employers really hire them and they don't pay them. Some, in many cases, they just get hired and then abandoned in the places. Many sad histories like come with any place when they can feel safe and have a fair negotiation about the services.
so what used to happen? Somebody would drive up in a pickup truck and ask a couple of people sitting on the side of the road, maybe near a Home Depot or a Orchard Supply, hey, do you want to work for the day? I need someone to help lay pipe or do gardening.
Yeah, you described perfectly the situation, and then it's very normal, like when the truck stops there, immediately gets random for many people, just like very actively pursuing job, like saying I can do anything, I can do it better. So it's kind of also in the other side as an employer, like a threatening experience. Like could you imagine, for example, a woman with kids in their car and just asking for help, and 10, 15 men around her, just, it's kind of, it's not safe.
Very intimidating.
Very intimidated, yeah, it's my perception. And now with the center, it's totally different experience.
So tell me how the worker would work with the center and how an employer would come in.
Well, we can do it different ways. For example, workers all the time need to go to the center and stay there just waiting for work. We have a very ordered system, very coordinated system, organized way to place them in the list. That we have a waiting list, and we know what type of skills they have. So it's very important. When the employers, they can call, we can use also online hiring form too, or they can go directly, just go by. And they ask for a specific task that needs to be done, and we assign the adequate worker with the job. Then it's very clear how many hours they need to work, how much they're going to get paid, and where they are going to work. So everything is clear.
It's all spelled out in
Everything
advance.
very clearly, yeah.
So
the agreement
that takes
needs
away
to be
the
done.
danger.
Exactly, and
the
surprises and
surprises.
yeah, misperceptions or misunderstandings. And then the worker goes with the employer, and then after job, employer bring back to the worker to the center.
To the
It's
center.
like a typical way.
Huh.
Could be different. Probably some of the workers can have transportation and then they can follow the employer, or they can go directly to the job place. But it's kind of a typical, like the employers goes to the center and pick them up.
I see.
And this is a great opportunity also, because it's one of the things like we are doing pretty well just in the community, because when employers go to the center and see the wonderful facility that we have and see how people are waiting for work and getting trained and learning English and just be there doing activities meantime they are waiting for work, just open their new world for all of the employers. And this is really cute, really neat.
So now you're telling me something else. People don't just get work there, they get training, they get language skills. How does that work?
Well, everything is just through volunteers. So we are very small nonprofit organizations. Of course, we survive just through donations and foundations and grants. And we are very small staff, but we have a very great group of volunteers dedicated to going to the center and just give their talents also, just learning, teaching workers how to speak English, for example. English as second language is one of our core programs at the center. Every day we have minimum 2 hours of English classes at the center. So we have computers also, we have computer training, we have physical activities there, art, you name it, we have it, besides referrals and presentations about many, many skills.
Wow. Do you also have people come in that that volunteer that end up going on jobs at all, or?
Oh, not yet. Not yet, but it's a great opportunity. Are you thinking that?
Well, perhaps.
Yeah, it could be
Although
great
you're
to
looking
having
for
you there.
people with skills, although I would like to come down there and see it. Do you encourage
Yes.
people to come down and
Yeah.
take a look so that they can appreciate what it is that you guys are doing?
Yes. You know, the words are wonderful, but definitely you go there and you can visualize and just get just the flavor. It's very different when you go there. I know I speak very from my heart, and probably you can find the wonderful place that I'm describing, but it's very different when you go and see it by yourself. So I really invite you and all your audience just to go to the center and see what wonderful place works out there.
How many people would we find on a typical day? Would there be 10 people, 100 people? Or
Well, we have...
depends, I know.
Yeah, it depends of season.
Yeah.
But pretty much we can say fairly like between 60 and 80 people was there looking
wow.
for work. And in good times, so we place the 50 or 60% of them on jobs.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, winter, probably between 10 and 20 at the most.
It's a little different.
It's a little
Sure.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, a lot more to share about the Day Worker Center.
Hello, I'm Senator Ellen Corbett. I'm proud to be a Democrat. I've been a Democrat all my life. The reason that I'm proud to be a Democrat is I believe the Democratic Party is the party that cares about the environment, who cares about the future for our children, who will fight to make sure we have the best education for our children, and who fights for civil rights and is the party that is the party of inclusion. If you'd like to get more involved with the Democratic Party, please call us at 408-445-9500.
Welcome back to Democratic Television. We're learning a lot about the Day Worker Center in Mountain View with Maria, the executive director. Maria, you guys do a lot of stuff.
Yes.
You talked before the break about the training, language classes that are given, and the fact that there's a lot of people down there on a regular basis. Is it open every single day, Monday through Friday? When can people go looking for work?
Well, we open 6 days per week, Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And still, we keep our door open Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays until 9 p.m. for different reasons. So we provide specific trainings then. So besides like a CPR and first aid, we are having, for example, tax preparation for the workers, free of course, and different activities like that. Computer classes, for example, is one of the keep our door open in the evenings, and also in specific times the homework club for the kids, for the day workers. So it's much more than a place when the workers and employers meet. So it's like the whole, and has been just growing very organically, like a community center when people go and ask for translation. Sometimes even people call us and said, you know, I need somebody understand what I'm trying to say. Could you please translate for me? And just by the phone we do it. So it's very neat. It's very neat.
Wow. So what is a typical worker that comes to the Day Worker Center? You know, the stereotype, I think it's a Latino man looking to do construction work. You've told me that's not the case.
Well, it's one important piece of that. It's part of that. But we have people who goes there looking for very different, and they are in different parts of their life. Probably they are retired. Probably they just moved to the area, and they are looking for another income, a source of income, definitely. And then there is the go to the center. The Latino part is really kind of, people think it's only for Latino people, but it's not true. And we have people from Europe, we have people from Asia, we have people from India. So we have very, very different for Europe, as I already said. And we have received a lot of visitors, and I want to just tie your question with this comment. One student went to the center from one local high school, and he was very surprised when he found like Anglo people was looking for work there. And he said, why? He's here, so he's no Latino. And this is kind of a conception that is very, very common, but it's just misperception. We have men and women for different parts of the world and very different ages, for example, between 20 and 60, and different backgrounds. We have professionals there who are doing different, as I said, living different parts of in their lives.
So one of the issues, I would think, this is such an expensive area to live. I can see why people need to get work. Do you have people that have housing challenges as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is really, if I can say it, insane, because it's amazing. So how poor people is just have been living the area, and it's no way just to continue living in this place. It's very sad because the job is here, but unfortunately the workers cannot stay here. So it's a very sad situation.
Do you help with housing too, or do you have some sort of a bulletin board where people say, I have rooms or accommodations?
We have bulletins, and we have a wonderful partnerships with agencies and other community agencies, and we have another services that we provide is just referrals to all services in the community.
Wow. So that's all very helpful stuff for people.
Yeah, it's what we're trying to provide, as I said.
Now, I know there's a network of day worker centers, and you're so much more than a day worker center. What is your network involved with? I assume having people better appreciate the need for the safety and the ongoing educational needs of folks that are looking for help.
Yeah, we have a national network, and it's the Endilon National Day Labor Organized Network. And I'm so proud to be part of this because it's a wonderful organization and just trying to help the common problems to resolve the common problems. So, for example, we have training, OSHA training, for example, for safety. We have marketing, we have job developer skills, trainings every quarterly and regionally. So we have our National Assembly every other year. So we trying to empower the day workers also just to be part of the solution, because who can be better spokesperson than yourself, right, for your situation,
So
advocate it.
can you tell me about some of the folks that have come in whose lives you've seen changed, men or women that have gotten work and been able to help their families?
Well, thank you for this opportunity. Yeah, I have been in the program since 1999, so I have the pleasure to meet many people and just see how their lives change through the center. And immediately to my mind come people who came here without families, and because they need to provide to better their lives. And then now they are professionals, their kids are professionals, they are grandfathers now,
Oh.
and they are able to accomplish many things in their countries, and just through the center, thanks to the center. And I can just elaborate more and bring more examples, but I believe one of the treasures here with you is the time.
Yes. So tell me about how you communicate the great work that the center does. I know you have a website, you have a newsletter. How do you get the community to appreciate and utilize your services?
Well, you mentioned two very important, but also we like to do presentations. We really are looking for places when we can present our services to community. Schools is one of them. Places of worship, they are another ones. Neighborhood associations and other ones. So if you or your audience can allow us to go to your places and present, could be one of the best things. And of course, we use Craigslist, we use Facebook, all the technology that
Wow.
we can take advantage on. And word of mouth is one of the best. Canvassing is another one. So yeah, we are very active. We
Gee
have a lot
whiz.
of things to share.
You sound like a force, a community resource that is unparalleled. You're housed in Mountain View, but I know you also serve surrounding communities.
Yes, we are lucky enough to our services be requested through Los Altos Hills, Porto La Valley, you name it. I can, Sunnyvale, of course, Palo Alto is one of our Los Altos, Mountain View, see, all this area. So are very aware about our services, and we look really forward to continue serving community.
Now, you mentioned that you don't have a big paid staff, that you really rely on volunteers. What are the kinds of volunteer opportunities that people could expect if they went down and wanted to share their time?
Well, training is one of the most important part. If you know somebody who knows how to do carpentry, for example, could be one of the good things. Besides English as second language is important. Computer is another one. So accounting, all the things that could be helpful for people, just be more into this culture. So just life skills, if I can just say in some way.
Now, does that mean someone would come down there and teach a class in carpentry, or would they do a one-on-one with somebody, or either, whatever?
Well, ideally it would be a group,
Groups, yeah.
of course, and then just go deeper. People who really wants to do more, definitely. We have the idea just to teach them, and then the workers, and then the workers can teach later to a bigger group. So this is kind of our style.
How have you been received by the larger community? Are foundations and corporations and individuals stepping up to help fund your organization?
Well, we have been so blessed with all the community support. So we moved from the street based program. Now we have our own building, and it's amazing. We just had the need to improve our kitchen, and we did a wonderful fundraising for that, and very successfully. So, but beyond the money is just the sense of the center, the Day Worker Center of Mountain View, is just a community asset. So the students from the local schools go to the center as a part of their curriculum. So, and they we are part of the community. I believe this is the most wonderful thing in life. So through our many change of locations, we face some people who don't like, who was kind of a concern about us being in their neighborhood. And just now we found like the neighbors feel so safe, so happy with us, and that is priceless.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a tribute to your executive director, who happens to be you.
Well, I don't think so. It's just two people together like you.
If people were interested in getting hold of you, do you have a website that you could share with us, or a phone number?
Of course.
What would they do?
Yeah, it's www.dayworkercentermv.org. And our phone number is 650-903-4102.
And will people get a live person answering the phone when they call during the day between 7 and 5?
Yes, usually we answer the phone really quick. If not, feel free to let a message, and then we can get back to you immediately.
I guess that would be important, that people feel like there is an ability to make a quick connection if they're looking for a day laborer, whether it be a male or a female. And some of the jobs that women did, you mentioned, were some of the household,
yeah.
internal.
Babysitter is one of the
Child
popular
care
too.
stuff.
Child care
Oh.
too. Yeah, it's very important. Cook is another good one. Yeah.
So do you have some of these things on your website?
Yes,
that
we
says
do.
These are the kinds of folks that you can find at the center?
Yeah, we have, and also very handy information about the more frequent questions asked, if FAQs. And also, as I said, they can use our web just to request a worker, and we immediately get back to them.
So if somebody does want to make a donation, can they make a donation through your website?
Of course, yeah. There is a way to do that, or they can mail the check also through our address, 113 Escuela Avenue, Mountain View, California, 94040.
Great. Well, Maria, thank you very much for being on our show. This has been very enlightening, and I feel very excited about the work that you're going to be doing in the future.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Good. Thanks for watching Democratic Television. Give us a call at 408-445-9500 or visit our website, www.sccdp.org. We'll see you on the campaign trail.